All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my last review for Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. This is for the finale now. It is called I Lose Myself. Alright, and spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen this episode for Fear the Walking Dead yet, you're going to want to watch it before you watch this review. That said, it didn't contain any major, character deaths for our surviving group, our core group of Fear characters at this point. So for those of you who are watching for recaps, you can still watch the spoilers and not like, oh my god, they killed Morgan or something. Luckily, they didn't, kill the whole show. This was actually a really good episode for the show. There was a character death though, so spoiler warning. In this one, we got to finally see the death of Martha, which was like so long overdue. We've given our thoughts on the villain quite a bit throughout this half. I've done whole videos on it, referring to her as one of the worst villains. Maybe the worst villain in all of the Walking Dead universe, be it Fear and the original Walking Dead in this one. And in this one, we get to see kind of that continue, and we get to see them kind of concentrate, and we get to see the story sort of formed around what she can do. And one of the things she could do was poison people. So we got to see as they kind of set it up here. Al's pouring the antifreeze as she notices that the SWAT vehicle is basically running on empty. And of course, Al treasures her SWAT vehicle because it's, she's had it for a while, and obviously it's super useful to have. And, even in this one as well, too. And one of the coolest scenes of the episode, you get to see her tell everyone, scream at him to get down as she pulls the lever for the guns, the machine guns to go off, which is, it's awesome. I love the angles of this one. It's awesome. It's always awesome to see, but when you have a huge, section of zombies and she pulls it, and then it just blasts everybody down. It's sweet, right? So that's fun. So one of my favorite parts of the episode for sure there with that part. I mean, it's like. So I found the episode to be, there were some frustrating parts for me in the first half of the episode because I just wanted to see them get over this villain. I just wanted to see them get through this because she's been around for longer than I feel like she probably should have been. But, it makes sense. You're going to use the villain throughout this back half after the hurricane. She's kind of the major concentration, and she's the one causing problems for the others. And in real life as well, too, antifreeze is... really bad, if you drink, and also it's when people, like, there are some women that actually have used this in real life to kill people. So don't get any ideas, crazy ladies. There's any crazy people out there. But it is something that it happens, and if they don't, if the authorities don't take proper care in checking through, they might not even notice it with an autopsy and everything and check for it. Apparently it does something to your kidneys and causes like crystallization there or something like that. I've seen a few Dateline episodes on it, let's put it that way. So it is something that, it makes sense, but it's so frustrating to watch because you're seeing this villain who she's like poisoning them in the water. They don't notice it, and that's true that antifreeze, you can't really, if they just put a little bit of it in the water, you would almost not even be able to tell it's there. And you can see Al, she's like, drinking the bottles and stuff. And one of them's empty, and she's like drinking the other one, pounding it back pretty hardcore. Yeah, I kind of hated it. Like, I hated it to see it because it was just so frustrating to see. But, it makes sense for her as a villain. And we did see her messing with the water before in the boxes. So it's not like this is something that wasn't well set up. It was well set up. You had the stuff with the beer, which it was good setup as well, too, for this episode. We got to see them actually use the ethanol and then the as antidote, I guess, the antifreeze. I didn't know that part. There's that, and then the alcohol as well, too. So that was pretty cool, and I thought that was kind of neat. But I did find the episode frustrating to go partway through because, even from the beginning, like right from the beginning, you see Al there, and it was a cool introduction. You see her running and pretty action-based with the zombie underneath, and then you go through and you see her, and then she gets the shotgun and everything, the parking garage and the police cruiser, and of course she runs into zombie Jimbo and and Martha, and isn't able to kill her and runs out of ammo, and then Martha like knocks her out, and I was like, oh, and then to make it worse, it was even more frustrating later when she grabs onto Morgan and the cruiser's spinning out of control. Then he wakes up and he's got like the thing in him, and it's like oh, and the first person view is she's kind of picking him up and stuff. It's just like, oh, this villain is awful. how are they having so much trouble with her? Oh my god. And so now their mission is to go around and try to help people. It's like, I don't know if you should necessarily be going around and helping people. You couldn't handle like a middle-aged, crazy older lady that seemed to outsmart you guys on almost every turn, and even after the intro as well too here, as Morgan wants to go help her, it's like, no, just leave. Just leave her behind, that kind of thing. So, but it makes sense, he finds out her backstory and he realizes that the reason why this happened to her was because no one helped her. So now, and we had kind of predicted this anyway. If you guys saw the predictions videos this half, I've been doing predictions on this since probably the mid-season premiere, around that range, and I said that I thought maybe Morgan and the Fear group now will basically go around and help people, and that will be their kind of their thing for Fear the Walking Dead. So that will be like the future direction Fear the Walking Dead will go in season 5, as it's been renewed next year, is they'll probably go around and try to help people and try to give people those that are in need, give them supplies, help them out, and maybe take some of them back. And at the same time as they're doing that, they'll probably get into it with other, some people they'll be able to help, some people they won't, will be like Martha and will be too far gone. And so you have some kind of direction for Fear, and you have a strong leader in Fear, which is Morgan, which is our last survivor from the premiere of The Walking Dead, as I said in today's video earlier on, from the premiere episode, the pilot episode of The Walking Dead. He's going to be the last one left if they are to kill Rick off in season 9 this season. So I really like the stuff at the end. I thought the ending of the episode was great. I thought them finding the factory and kind of that they decided they're going to set up sort of a base there, and Alicia saying, referring back to Madison and saying that that they have to do kind of what her mom did, and they have to help people, they have to bring people in. And we could see the start of a larger Fear community here. We could see the start of a community that is that's bigger and that can add people to it and can grow and can become, really strong. Instead of just going back to Alexandria, they decide that they're going to basically, I would say, go around, help people and form their own, strong group that will likely get stronger, so they have more people to it. But at the same time, there are some possible names in the tapes box, which could come up to be kind of interesting next year, maybe in season 5. Could we see one of them is DS, so one of our old school Fear characters, Daniel Salazar? Could we see him maybe come back as a villain in the next season? Maybe they'll go and try to help him, and maybe it won't work out, and he'll have formed his own group and be somewhat of a fearsome villain himself. Maybe he'll have turned like Morales, or something like that, because he could be a pretty fearsome villain if that is what in fact happens to him. Whether or not they'd be able to help him, I don't know, but it could be interesting if that's what they want to do, if Ruben Blades is available. We'll see. So maybe some setup for next year and next season. But I loved all the stuff at the end, that they basically are going to decide to go around and help people, and that's going to be their mission, that's going to be their purpose going forward, and I thought that was great. That was really, really good stuff. So we have all of that go through. We see, the best part of the episode, Morgan killing the zombie Martha, right? And handcuffing her to the... so that was good. So she wants him to kill her so he becomes Clear Morgan, right? He refuses to do so, or all-out war Morgan, you could say as well too, right? He refuses to do so, so he handcuffs her to the cruiser, and leaves her there because she, of course, is dying from the wound that she has there. Whatever happened with it, I don't care, to be honest. She's gone. It's good. Okay, good. Got some other cool scenes in here too. It was pretty pressing as he's trying to tell them what it is that it was antifreeze, and they're not sure, they don't know. And then finally they are able to hear it and they know it, and then they're able to get the antidote, and then they're okay at the end. And he kind of just returns and it's like, okay, I got a bunch of beer here. Let's all get together, have a party, and drink some beer so you can all feel better. So it was a great finale. I thought it was a great finale, even though, like I said, I'm not a fan of the villain, but they'd certainly used her to the maximum extent you could get out of her in a way that makes sense, based in reality and, that type of thing. So I did... I can appreciate the episode for sure, and I thought that it was one of the best episodes of this season because it's a finale, so it should be, but because it sets up season 5 of Fear with promise. It sets up season 5 of Fear to where you have a potential villain that could be coming in with DS, Dan. You have, and he's old school Fear as well, too. You have a new direction for Fear the Walking Dead as a new series. You have a new lead. Morgan has solidified himself, I think, at this point as the lead for Fear, with Alicia and all the others as support. So it is a new show, but it's a show that has a direction. It's a show that's grounded, and it's a group that doesn't just feel like an offshoot of the core survivors from The Walking Dead, or the remnants of a Fear, a Fear group from earlier seasons. It feels more like a cohesive group in this one, and it feels like a group with a purpose, with a mission, and I think that is, fantastic. That's what you need. You need to have some idea of what the idea is, what they're going to be doing, what's their purpose, what's their goal, what is their group identity, what is their group direction, what are they going to be doing. And in Season 5, we know now that they're basically going to try to help people. And I love it. I think that's great. So I enjoy the new location. I think it looks cool. I like all the trucks and the vehicles they leave in. And, the part at the end, from Morgan, we're coming for you. So, we're coming to help. So that's cool. Good guy, right? So just a simple, regular, old school good guy in the zombie apocalypse. Kind of something that hasn't really been done. I want to say that Rick and the others in the original Walking Dead series, they're not really like that. They will help some people, but it's never been their aim. They were just trying to survive themselves. So in this one, you actually have a group in Fear under Morgan's lead that actually is going to go out there and purposefully try to help others. Very cool. I like it. I'm going to give it a 9.3 out of 10. I love the finale episode, even though, like I said, I cringed at some of the parts when Martha just kept winning, especially when she got Morgan, and I was like, oh, just friggin'. It's frustrating. So I hope we don't get too many moments like that next year as they're trying to help people and you see certain people. I hope they can kind of figure out pretty quickly which ones they're going to be able to help and which ones they're not going to be able to. With a possible return for DS. Let's see. Anyway, that's it for my reviews for this season. The season's over. All in all, maybe we'll do a season 4 review for Fear as a whole this week. It makes sense, I think, to do so since there were so many changes in the season and everything. Send me your questions for the Q&A, guys. Q&As for this week for Fear because it's wrapping up now. We got the Walking Dead original series returning next Sunday, or this Sunday coming up. So not today, but Sunday. And yeah, man, I'll do my predictions for Season 5 real soon. I'll be back in about half an hour to an hour with another video for my predictions on what I think we'll see from Fear the Walking Dead in Season 5. Awesome episode, awesome finale, and finally, Fear the Walking Dead feels like it has a direction again, right? So keep on trucking, a good direction. That's it for this review, guys. We'll see you again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.